everybody, and welcome back to Chaos Curve, staying ahead of the curve. Now, what we're doing today is we're looking at the ultimate tool to help you in your Fortnite career, and that is one little website called Fortnite.gg. Now, this little website is not little. It's huge. There's a lot of possibilities. There's a lot of information that you can get from this one site, and that's going to help you with your dropping, with all of your game awareness, as well as just knowing where things are on the map, and also checking in on your own stats and how you're doing in the season. So go to Fortnite.gg, and I've gone right here. I'm gonna just on the top bar there. We've got the sign in, map, shop, cosmetics. We're just gonna go right to the map, and we're gonna get right into the good stuff. So when we get to Fortnite.gg, on the left hand side, you're gonna see that there is a whole bunch of toggles. So what we do is just, if we turn on everything on the spawns, you're going to notice that every single thing that spawns on the map is going to be marked. So what you want to do is open up the spawn drop down, and if you want to find all the god chests, then you can zoom in on the map and use your mouse to move around, and you can say in the underworld, where are all the god chests and how many there are. And like when there's two, if you zoom in, if you zoom out, they kind of group them, so it'll say 2 instead of that. So just look for those little numbers to indicate that there's a couple that are really close together. This is going to help you with your drop zone and finding that loot right off spawn, so that you can drop in and go right to the places that have the loot that you're looking for. So there's also all the spawns. There's also locations. You can get all the landmarks that are also there we go, like Underworld Station, right? Like that's just a landmark, and it's not a named location. So sometimes you'll have a quest and you're gonna have to go to like emote for 5 seconds at a named location. What you can do is turn on named locations, see where Rebel's Roost is, the Underworld, Grimgate, and Lavish Lair are, and then you can go there, pick the one that's best for you to complete that challenge, and you can drop right on it. So good. All right, I want to go through a couple of the things that are going to help make your game level up. First of all is finding loot. When you land and you don't get a gun right away, you're definitely at a disadvantage for all the other players that land and know what they're doing, or they've landed there 20 times. So let's say you're going to try a new landing spot, and you're going to land at the Underworld, and you're going to land right up here on the edge of the map because it's got a god chest there. You may want to check if there's other chests, or if there's buried chests there as well, and rare chests. Now, these spawns are not 100%, but the probability of getting a chest in this area, as I zoom in, like they're just literally everywhere. All of these little icons are for an individual chest spawn that may happen, right? And then there's some here, like look at this, there's 3 rare chests right there. So that might be a good place to drop on your next game. See if you can get those rare weapons, those higher rarity weapons, and just to be able to just drop and then run and gun. So you can also check out, I know this season we've got bunkers as well. So I'm just going to zoom out a little bit. We've got bunkers, so we can see the bunkers on the map. We can see that they're pretty much around in a big circle, and vaults as well. So we've got the vaults, which are the circle icons. We've got one up at the top, in the middle, and then one at the bottom there as well. So you've got 4 of them, and so you can see like where they are on the map, where they fall, and how you can where you can drop. So once you found your drop spot though, and you know where your your initial loot is, using this Fortnite.gg map, the next level is knowing where all of the places are in relation to each other. So you can drop down. Let's say we drop down at Snooty Steps, right? And let's say that right here is our drop zone. Well, with this map, we can go over to the right hand side and we can draw on the map, and there's a couple options. We can draw a path, we can draw a polygon or a rectangle or a circle, or we can drop a marker. So let's say I want to drop a marker. I can name it. I could say drop point, and I can do like drop point 1. Okay, so now I've got drop point 1 on the map, right? So if I want to have, like, if that's where I'm gonna drop, I also need to know everything that's around it, right? And so you can do things like you can draw a circle. So I can click on my drop point. Let's see here. Let's draw a circle. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit, and I'm gonna, oh, I think I have to, hang on. Again, this is like, there we go. And you have to click and then drag it. So if you kind of go and you just full out run, this is how far you can get or whatever. So you can start marking the map with how far you can get flat out running. If you're marking one of these launch pads, you can also kind of mark a circle and say, hey, like, this is how far you can run with that. Now it's yellow. You can also change the color. So let's say I want to make that like a blue for how far I could run right off of my drop point. And then you can also get a little bit more intricate. Let's say I wanted to hit this gas station, hit this POI right here. I can go and I can run. I can click and I can draw. Oop. No. I think I need to finish. I think I need to, hang on. Oh yeah, there we go. Just click it. And then I can put an line to the POI that I want to go to, right? And then I can just drag. If I click and drag, then it doesn't actually put a thing in. And let's say I want to go in this end of the tunnel, and I want to come out this end of the tunnel, and then I kind of want to go up this ridge and kind of double back, go through this bush, and then drop down into that building. So now I've got a path right from my drop zone, and I can see, and I can go in, play a game, and maybe go into creative, do a little bit of a stopwatch, and figure out, like, okay, well, how long is it going to take me to get from here to here? If I'm just walking, it's going to be, 25 seconds. But if I run, then it's going to be about 18 seconds or whatever it is. So then you're going to be able to do that and mark in those times. You can also mark in, because I didn't hit the finish button. Dang it. I think that's what I needed to do. There we go. Let's quickly remake that. It's very quick to make these. And then maybe I want to go over here too. We'll do that. Then you hit finish on the little thing at the top. And it's also going to put arrows in it, so which direction you're going. And you can put text anywhere you want. So you can put in, enter your text. I can say, like, this is 45 seconds. And I can put that, and I can put this right on, right there. So then I know that that's 45 seconds to get from this point to that point. So you can make very intricate maps, and you can save them. So you can save these maps and link copy to clipboard, and then all I need to do is go to a new browser, and I need to save that link, and then I can put it in my favorites, and then it's going to give me this map right here. So you're going to be able to save these maps, save multiple different maps. So maybe one's for your drops, maybe one's for your loot path, maybe one has all of the rare chests visible on it, and the god chests and the chests and the buried chests. So you're going to see, like, oh, okay, well, like, now I want to do my loot path over again, but I want to have chests on so that I can see where it is at, and ammo boxes, because maybe I'm a big ammo guy, or I need cars because I like driving. So you can turn on all of the little spawns that you need and that are going to be important to whatever it is that you're trying to do. So if you have a basically like a drop map, and you say, okay, well, this is where I'm starting, this is my 30-second or my 15-second run zone. You can also turn on zip lines so you can see those, because you can't really see them on the map because they're too tiny to see, just visually see on the map. So they do have those as a spawn as well. And they do have all of the job boards and like fishing holes and all the things, and slurp barrels and the slurp trucks so that you can see where it is that you can go and get slurp barrels and where you can do this and that and the other thing. So if you look, here's 6 slurp barrels, right? So maybe this would be a good place to start instead of right here. Because if I start here, I just randomly picked that building because it was kind of on its own. I mean, maybe it's got some good loot. I mean, you can definitely drop it a couple of times. It's got 3 chests in there. But if I land here, this building here has so many more chests. And it's got 5, maybe 6 slurp barrels in there. I can't really see. But definitely, if we zoom out, it'll say 6 slurp barrels, 7 chests, and 6 chests on that side, as well as a chest out that way. And a car, so I can get back onto this. I follow this path, I can get back onto the road. So when you're planning your route, when you're planning where you're going to land, when you're planning your loot route, you can definitely use this tool and it'll show you where the spawns are. Now remember, the spawns are not always 100%, and you can check the patch notes for how they change the percentages. Every time they have an update, it kind of shifts. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But you can look at all of the little things that make up a great game. So I want to move from place with lots of loot to place with lots of ammo, because if I have lots of loot, I'm probably going to get a good loadout on my first go, and then I want to move to a place that has lots of ammo. So having the ammo boxes is going to be like a big thing for later in the game. Also, this helps you visually when you kind of zoom out, look at, and I'm going to kind of simplify it a little bit here. But if I just, let's take all the ammo boxes and the chests off, and let's take off the cars. So there's really only, there's like 2 slurp trucks over here, and there are, yeah, so there's like slurp trucks. There's one on the island here, and then there's one in the underworld, and then there's one in fencing fields. And you can see, here's your little drop zone and your little thing. So you can screen capture this, and you can put this into a PDF or whatever you want to do. So you can, and once you've created elements, you can click. Whoop. Yeah. What have I done? What have I done? Oh, what have I done? All right. What have I done? Let's go back. And back. There we go. All right. And once you've created this, you can always just save this as well. So. And if you sign in, you can save it, and then it'll save it to your profile, and then you'll have a whole bunch. So every time that you are dropping in on the map, you kind of know a little bit more. Maybe there's something that you saw that was like a very interesting set of things that you wanted to explore, right? So the porta potties, I just linked the porta potties. So there is some porta potties that will warp you. So there's one here, and then we see there's one here, and there's one over here from Grand Glacier. That's a pretty big move. And let's see. Yep. So there's a porta potty that's going to take you from there all the way to the island, and then from the tip here all the way up into that one as well. So you can always just be kind of looking for shortcuts, looking for just knowing the map better and anticipating that, you know, if I go to Classy Courts, I am not going to have any god chests, but I'm going to have some rare chests over here. And it's like, okay, well, there's a spawn of 1 possible right there. And then you can kind of like figure out where you want to land, where you want to go, and here's 3 rare chests. Look at that. Huh. Oh, bunker. There we go. Finding those bunkers is very cool, because those bunkers are gonna definitely be there every game. Some of them are locked, and so it's not 100% spawn rate with those either. Anyways, I just thought this was so cool, and it was just a way that you can just find out more about the entire map without going through section by section, and just kind of exploring. One thing that they do have is a grid. So you can click on this grid button, and it's going to show you the grid. And it's got the A through J and the 2 through 10. Here we go, 1 through 10. And the first row at the top is generally just ocean, and then on the edge ones are kind of just like the little islands that are on the extreme of the map. But you can kind of break things down and figure out, well, for me to get from the edge of A to the edge of B, how far is that of a run on a flat land? But also, you've got terrain, so you've got to go up, you've got to go down, you got to build maybe. If you're in zero build, then you definitely want to have routes to get out of places if the storm is closing in on you, so that you don't get stuck behind a cliff and then have to walk through the storm around the terrain. But this is a great way of saying, hey, you know what? Today I'm going to drop B3, and then I'm going to be, C3, and then D3, and E3, and F3, and just kind of explore each thing, and then just maybe make little notes and little markers in each section as you go. Here we go. Let's just whoop. You go right in there. So this is one section, right? So this is like D3. So this is the edge of Rebel's Roost. We've got the little, I believe that's another outbuilding there, and then you've got that little outbuilding, and you've got 2 little lakes. So you can kind of explore and say, okay, well, there is some chests here. What am I looking at? There's a whole bunch of chests here, a couple there, one, but the rest of this, there's nothing. So if you ever get stuck in a game and you're in, D3, you know that there's nothing around here, and this is your best place to go get guns and ammo. Also, eliminating players is going to give you guns and ammo, so, you got to kind of take that into account as well. But for your game sense of just knowing what floor loot there is and what resources the map is there willing to give you, is very good. So definitely take this into account when you are kind of dropping and trying new drop zones. Is try it one section at a time. I know it's 100 sections because it's 10 by 10, right? But 100 drops, and you're gonna know the entire map, and you're gonna have that game sense, that awareness, that memory of where things are. And if you use this, you know what to expect when you drop in there. So let's say you're really looking for a dirt bike. Let's kind of clean this up a little bit. You know that there's a dirt bike at Classic Courts. You know that there's one at this parking lot. You know that there's one near this bridge. You know that there's one at this little building here. There's one at the edge of the bridge. There's one at Lavish Lair. And there's one at the edge of this bridge. Like, they're just kind of sporadic through, right? And you can kind of figure out where it is. Like, if I'm gonna land at Classic Courts, I want to grab that dirt bike. Or let's also check the cars. There's 3 cars here, so there's 2 cars and a dirt bike, so you can get out of here and get back to zone. And so you're not really in that much of a hurry to be that far ahead of zone if the storm is closing in on you, because you do have vehicle options there. There's 3 here, and there's also 2 here. So you've got, if you're kind of rotating from Classic Courts and you come through here, you can also stop there, and then you've got yourself at least 8 options for cars to get into zone. And in a last ditch effort, you can also go to this one here, and then there, and then that could be your route if you want to catch that dirt bike, if you're more of a dirt bike guy. But if you're more of a car guy, you can go this way. So just thinking these things through, and then just knowing, and then also being able to look in your mini map up top and realize, like, north is always up, so it's gonna match this map, and it's gonna be this, I think it's gonna be like this zoomed in, something like this, in game. So you're gonna be able to use that the whole time. All right, I know I've been rambling about this for a long time, but it's very important to know where your drops are, where your resources are, where your modes of transportation are, because that whole mobility thing is such a key factor, especially early and mid game. And end game, the storm is so small that you really don't need to know where the dirt bikes are, because you're all kind of like within sniper range of each other. But you know, it's good to know at the beginning of the game so that you can actually get to those places and do the landing that you want, get the loot that you want, and then get into zone. Obviously, the zone is one of those things that changes every game. It's somewhat random. I've heard some people say that they can predict it, and I don't know if they actually are telling the truth. That was a couple seasons ago, so not sure if that was a real thing or not. But definitely, as you have this map and you explore it, the thing is very quickly, if you come here right when the season starts, you can get all of this great information. And on it's not just the spawns. So on the left-hand side, there's the NPCs, right? So where are all the NPCs, right? So if you're looking and you're like, oh man, I haven't found this one NPC and I got to find it for my collection, because I'm kind of a collection guy, you can just be like, oh, okay, let's just, oh, here we go. Oh, Etheria. Oh, yep. Huntress. So you got the Duel and Huntress DMR and Shield Bubble Juniors. So, and she's right there. So you can mark that on your, maybe that's what you want to do, is you want to hire an NPC. So now you can make your route go through. I'm going to hire this NPC, right? I'm going to hire this NPC from the Bravo leader and then go to these places. So you may want to move your initial start point to just landing on the Bravo leader and instantly hiring them and then moving on. So that's good. You can get the NPCs, and with the NPCs, sometimes you have quests that you need to do that, and sometimes you have, you know, like weekly quests and story quests. So they have all of those things here. So like week 0, here we go. Emote in different matches, visit the underworld and Mount Olympus. So then they just put a circle on the map where you need to do stuff for these quests. So I'm just going to turn off I'm going to turn everything off except for, here we go, the weekly things. So in week 0, you have to visit all of these places and you have to find or talk to some of these people, and then you can do that. Some of them are like eliminate players with a gatekeeper shotgun. That's not going to really be a map specific thing, but it's definitely going to be one of those things that you have to get done as well. So whatever is related to the map that is a weekly challenge or a story challenge or the Kickstart challenges, it's going to be marked on here as well, and they're going to be in a separate little toggle, and you can go week by week. So if you're on week 2, then you're going to see that these are the 4 people you got to talk to, and there's a lot less map specific ones there. And then eliminate opponents in the underworld at night or Mount Olympus during the day. So that's a little skull for eliminating players at a specific location, as well as some of the NPCs that you have to interact with as well. So all of this information, all of this to say, Fortnite.gg is a great tool. So what you want to do is you want to spend just a little bit of time getting acquainted with it, being able to use it to create a map that makes sense for you. And if you're looking at how to pick a drop spot, you can randomly drop each one of the quadrants here, but that's going to take you 100 drops. I'm not going to lie, that's a lot of drops. If you've got the time for it, love it, great. Mark what you find and what you think, or even just put a text rating on, okay, I played, I dropped in D5, and that's where I dropped right here. I would give it a rating of, 4 out of 10. Not enough ammo. And then you just put that as a text thing into D5, and then you kind of figure out which one it is that you would like. You could do that. Or you could just mark up specific routes as you figure them out, based on just landing experience and trial and error. So hopefully with this, it's going to give you the best landing, drop spots, and spawns for all of the materials that you need to have a great game and get you out there so that you're feeling more confident when you drop and as you start playing, so that you can drop, grab a gun, grab some ammo, get some shields, get some heals, and then start hitting the ground running, because you want to stay ahead of that chaos curve. All right, this is Chaos Curve. Have yourself a great one, and I hope you enjoy Fortnite.gg. If you want more videos of this, or if you want some of the features explained a little bit more, we can do that as well. You can do your ranked stats, so you can look up your, if I just go like Chaos Curve, I can search myself up and see if the servers are back up and running. And then you can do this. There's a little bit of advertising here, there, and everywhere, but really, if you're focused on what you're doing, you probably won't get too distracted by all the ads. And looks like it's running a little bit slow. There's a lot of people on this, but definitely be patient with it. So in the shop, it keeps in what's in the item shop. There's a listing of everything, and then there's you can vote on whether you think it's hot or poop or whatever you want. Cosmetics, you can have a wish list, you can have a locker, you can see the leaks, you can see the most used skins, and these are for you, I believe, or for everybody. No, this is for everybody. And let's see, stats, that's the one you could do. You can see creative, you can see the player count. Holy schmoly, all-time peak 3 months ago at 11 million. 24-hour peak was 2.7 million and 2.2 million players right now. So you can see how those servers are just cranking it out. Oh man. All right. And rankings. The community here ranks the cosmetics and the fan-made skins and best augments and best seasons and crew skins, and then there's quizzes, so you can take in real life quiz and the outfits quiz, and you just to get you up on your trivia, just some stuff to have some fun. Guides, there's guides for the weapons. These are really awesome, where you have a side-by-side comparison of all the assault rifles and each of the rarities, as well as the, here, I'm gonna try and get this. Can I zoom in a little bit? No, I can't really zoom in. All right, here we go. All right, so this really helps with looking at damage per second, how many damage per shot, and you can see the different damages for each of the weapons. And then you can go to shotguns, and then you can look at the rarity for the frenzy and the hammer pump, right? And you look at, oh, the damage for the common hammer pump is 85, whereas, you know, the legendary frenzy auto is 75. So if you've got good aim and you don't mind that slower fire rate, you can do a whole lot more. You can do 10 more damage than a legendary with a common. So if you have a legendary hammer pump, you're doing 103, which is basically double what the frenzy auto gray is doing. So you can kind of just do those comparisons, look for the fire rate and the magazine size, as well as the reload speeds. Take all of that into account, and take into account your play style, whether you're more of a spammer, like run and gun, just spray everything, big mag size, W key kind of thing, or if you're more of a sniper where you're kind of holding back and it doesn't really matter the reload speed because you're just taking your time and you're taking those shots, or a mix of both, right? So the snipers, the last update that we got, took away all the rarities except for epic and legendary of the snipers, and the bullet fall rate kind of got corrected there as well. So there's other things in here: Firefly Jar, Bait Buckets, Chains of Hades, Thunderbolt of Zeus. Yeah. One. I don't think we've got that figured out yet. I think that might be, all right. But Cluster Clingers do 40 damage, Structure damage 75, and yeah, here's all the vaulted weapons as well. So then you can look back and, you know, with nostalgia at all the other weapons that have come before. So that's just a guide for the weapons. The XP calculator, XP calculator. So season 2 is 27% complete. There are 57 days remaining. You can say like, oh, okay, I'm like level 25. Whoops, 25. And if I want to reach level 200, then no, okay, let's go. Can I do this? You need 2,405 XP daily to get to level 200 if you're at level 25 today. So it's kind of a motivator to kind of get you there. The lore, it tells you all about the stories, and it has some of those all those great things. Pro settings, again, mouse and keyboard, it shows you the key binds. Controller, it shows you the controller binds for all of the pro players that are on here, and you can play like a pro. Yeah, the map. You can actually look at the map over time as well and look at past versions of the map. But we'll get into that in maybe another video. I feel like I've been talking for like half an hour on this, but I'm so juiced about this tool because it has so many possibilities and so many uses for just increasing your game and helping you off spawn as well as mid game to figure out exactly where you are, what you need, where to go, and you can also track how long it takes you to get from point to point so that you know roughly it's going to take me 45 seconds from me to, you know, like, here we go. Like if we go like this and we go, let's check all our landmarks on here. Let's say I want to go Reckless Railways, but I need to get to the other windmill. I could figure out, do a quick run in the game and figure out how long it takes me to get there. And so that when I'm in game and I'm at Reckless and I'm like, oh, I need to get that chest over there or whatever, it's going to take me 45 seconds to get over there, or it's going to take me 30 seconds to get over there, because that's a big difference if you only have, you know, if the storm's coming and it's you know, the storm is past, it's at Grim Gate, right? So you have to get from Reckless Railways to Grim Gate, but you want to stop at the other windmill. If you know you can get there in 30 seconds and the storm is closing in 50 seconds, you know you got a little bit of time. Anyways, all those things just to say, use it as much as you can. Try it out, get in there. This is not a sponsored video. I just really love this tool, and it really has helped me with my game, just understanding where all of the loot is and where I should be dropping and where the drop spots are. So I will leave you with that, and I will say good gaming, and I hope everybody has a great time. This is Chaos Curve. Have yourself a great day, and we will see you out there in the lobby. Cheers.